Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy MKS here, back with the fourth and final part. I hope I put the right title in. I can't remember if I changed it to part 4, but anyway, this is the fourth and final part of my plans for empowering the Black community, supporting and generally empowering the Black community for Black History Month on Sundays. This is the last Sunday of this month, actually. But anywho, I hope you enjoy it, and as ever, please get involved in the comments in the discussion so we can keep the discussion alive and discuss ways to empower Black people. I think that'd be pretty awesome to discuss sort of ideas, suggestions, and whatnot. So these are points number 31 to 40. And I hope you check out parts 1, 2, and 3 if you haven't already done so. And as I say, I hope people will discuss these ideas with each other and learn from each other in the comment section. And maybe I can learn new stuff as well. And here goes. So number 31, I hope to have more positive stories. I've been talking about like success stories and not too many negative stories like about slavery or colonialism or negative things that have happened to the Black community. But hopefully in the future there'll be more positive stories, success stories, and basically stories of empowerment and unity and networking and that kind of thing for the Black community, and I hope they can network together around the world, as I talked about in parts 1, 2, and 3, or at least in part 3. But yeah, so I hope they can have those success stories and that kind of thing, and get as much support as possible. Number 32, another idea I have is another out of the box idea I have is like, which is a bit of a controversial one, I suppose, in the sense that I have to be careful, like with many of my ideas, that it doesn't get misunderstood. But in the past, I've often talked about with people with special needs or learning disabilities or neurodiverse conditions or whatever term you want to use. I talked a lot about how we could have like a bank account that is a sort of trusted account, but it probably, the idea could be misconstrued. So I hope it sort of makes sense. But I wondered if there was like an account which they could have where African Americans, Black people generally could put money into there and it would be invested, and it was some sort of trusted account. They know that their money would be legally secured and supported, so it wouldn't be something that it wouldn't be a scam or anything like that, obviously. But it's I wonder if there are ideas about how people can avoid scams, but have like an account that's legal, registered, and they know that it would invest money on their behalf towards their own benefit and that kind of thing, and they can pool money and resources together and network together so that they can ensure success. I took a massive risk here because he's got really sharp nails. But yeah, I'd love to know suggestions on that. And I can't remember if I said once I'm drinking water to be healthy. But yeah, do you think that's possible? And I talked about those ideas before online, and obviously without thinking, in my naivety. And I suppose some people might think, like, what if it's a scam or whatnot? So how can it be a trusted account where people know that if they put that money into that account, it will actually be reinvested on their behalf and for their benefit in the longer term? So it'd be pretty cool if they had investors and unity amongst the community and had community leaders that they knew were investing on their behalf to sort of increase their money and make their money work for them for the long term. Number 33, another thing I talked about is like tax exemptions and that kind of thing for the Black community and so-called minorities generally, and maybe they can even lobby together for tax exemptions or at least tax cuts as a form of reparations. And I think another way to empower disadvantaged communities or often disadvantaged communities is to have like potential investors and sponsors being given tax exemptions. So I'd love to know what people's thoughts on that, and for and against, and constructive points of criticism, or those who agree might have constructive points as to why you agree with me or disagree with me, respectively, and that kind of thing. Number 34, I forgot saying part 3. I'd love for people out there to give my videos generally even a rating or score, a mark rating score or whatever you call it, out of 100. Obviously, to give it a percentage. So it could be 67% or 77% or 1% or 2%. Or 99% or whatever, or whatever you think is a worthy percentage for my videos. So it'd be interesting to see, and then perhaps I could review them whatever mark, rating or score or whatever I get, to say whether I'm improving or whatnot. And I'd love to know on that note if you think I'm improving or even regressing or staying the same or whatnot. 35, but for these videos mainly the goal, I suppose, as much as I would love to have likes and shares and views and whatnot for my channel and as many subscribers as possible, these ones specifically are to try and encourage investment and support and empowerment for the Black community in America for Black History Month. As I often like to think of different themes for different months, sometimes I like to empower the Asian community or my fellow months, mixed race people or whatnot. But as it's Black History Month in America for February, I'm hoping to focus on Black empowerment, especially in America, as these videos hopefully have alluded to. Number 36, I know I'm very repetitive, but I hope that Serie A, or Italian football, soccer, for any Americans out there, Calcio for Italians, and that kind of thing. Well, especially Serie A, the top Italian league, will have many academies, and hopefully that'll benefit Italian football as well. And they'll get to train at youth level, and I hope it'll be a mutual benefit and improve relations between Italians and the Black community. I know this is a point I discussed previously. Number 37, same for Celtic. Number 38, I would love to hear views from Black people about different things like spirituality, religion, politics, sports, business, or any other sort of things like empowerment. Including the ideas I talked about, like whether there could be a trusted investment platform, and also like a bank account where they could have money where they knew it, was going to be secured and invested on their behalf. And with that money and those resources pulled together, hopefully it will, as with all these ideas, I hope they will empower the Black community as much as possible. Number 39, I hope people will get involved in the discussion and talk about ways to support the Black community and whatever ideas can support and generally empower, or vice versa, the Black community. And number 40, hopefully I'll cover any ideas I might have forgotten in the future. And I think that covers everything for now. But again, I hope people get involved in sharing their ideas and whatnot. And I'm out. Peace and love.